Hi, Bryan.
Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
How are you going?
I'm excellent. How are you?
Excellent, good.
Where are you today tonight?
I am in Hollywood.
Oh, you're in Hollywood. You're a couple hours before me. I'm in
Yeah, where are
Dallas.
you?
I'm in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, cool.
I have created a mood for this phone interview. I'm in the back bedroom of my house with the lights off, with only my computer screen shining, and it's the scariest room of the house too because of all the horror movie action figures.
You set, you set the mood.
Yes.
Babadook's going to turn up midway
Oh
through.
my goodness! Oh my goodness! That's so scary. So I saw the Babadook at Fantastic Fest in Austin in September, and I gotta say that
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's the scariest movie I've seen since The Shining.
Oh, my God, that's such a compliment.
It really is. Like, I literally had trouble sleeping in my hotel room that night. I had to leave the
Oh,
bathroom light
my
on.
God.
And I'm in my 30s as well, so it takes a lot to scare me.
Well, you're not alone. There's been some grown men who were like, so they were cowering, so...
So you wrote this story. How did you? What sparked the idea for the Babadook?
Well, it started with that woman, so as in Amelia, the lead character, and I usually start things with an idea. So the idea for this was, how do you face the unfaceable, and also wanting to explore how important it is to, to integrate your shadow side or all the bad bits that we don't want to think about, whether it's bad bits of our personality or difficult traumatic experiences. And so, yeah, I wanted to see what it was like to have a character that really is the opposite to me. I try and integrate everything. I try and face things, and she was the opposite. She couldn't face what was going on in her life.
How
And so,
how
yeah, that's how the idea sprung up.
yeah? How long did it take you to write the script?
It was pretty quick. I mean, it wasn't like 6 weeks like some people say, oh, I wrote a script in 6 weeks. I'm thinking, what? But it was from the initial idea to being on set, it was probably 2.5 years, which is not, I don't know about America, but that's really quick in Australia to get a film made that quickly. But it really helped that I developed the film initially for 6 months in Amsterdam at a place called Binger, 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 that was an incredible kind of melting pot of support and creativity, and the film really was born there. And then when I got back to Australia, we continued that pretty quickly.
Was
That
uh
development.
was your original story and was your original story always what showed up in the final film?
It was close. I mean, yeah, it was close. It was a sketch. And then, the job over those couple of years was to really flesh out, something I felt very strongly about, which was this character, and to deepen the themes of it, and, to put all those layers in that are in the film. And I think, if you go back and watch it again, you can see more and more. Um, but yeah, it just works on the surface level as well if people, I guess, want to scare.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it. I think it's a flawless film, and the acting in it.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
very rare that I see such powerful performances in horror movies, and I think these actors are like Oscar worthy. How did you always know you wanted these actors in these roles, or did you audition?
Well, I mean, I went through NIDA, which is our national acting school in Australia, with Effie Davis, who plays Amelia in the film, and she's one of my best friends. And I initially was a bit wary of working with a best friend because, a director role is not a friend role. Hopefully, you can be friends with your actors, but you want to be able to direct them.
Yeah.
So I actually did audition F, and it was mainly, I mean, she's a brilliant actress. It was not worried about that, but I just needed to see how we would work together. And she really is a dream to work with because she loves to be directed. And, she told me afterwards that she hasn't trusted a director more than she's trusted me. And that was a huge honor coming from S because she's very experienced. And then, of course, Noah was the opposite. He was 6 years old with no experience, didn't even know he was going to be in a film. And we had to build up that process for him together. And it was a really grueling but beautiful experience working with Noah.
Yeah. How did you the Babadook monster itself? How did you?
Sorry, Bryan, you just broke up there a bit. What did you say?
Oh, I'm sorry. How did you come up with the Babadook monster itself? Was it based on something you saw, or?
It was really a collection of what was going on for Amelia, and also my own fears, I think, and also things that I loved. So it wasn't an intellectual process. It was more, okay, what's going on for her? How is she feeling? She just has this kind of thing that she doesn't want to face, and how does it feel for her? And it felt kind of insect-like, and there's two layers to the Babadook, in the book he says once you see what's underneath, you're going to wish you were dead. So this kind of top layer of the top hat and the mask and the coat and the long gloves, you don't see any flesh, you don't see any real trace of a real human being there.
Yeah.
And, it moves like an insect of sorts, but, yeah, and then when it takes all that stuff off, there's something underneath that we never see in the film. We only see glimpses and we hear it. And, so, yeah, for me it makes total sense, but it wasn't, I'm going to do this now, I'm going to do that. It was just like what feels right every step of the way.
Yeah, and that's what made it so scary for me, that it's not human, it's something else, and you don't see it. That's how scary this movie is, that you don't really see it. You see the characters' reactions and you hear it. Oh man, it got to me. So obviously you're you've been in the acting side of things. You've been on the directing side now and writing. So obviously you're a big fan of film. What are some of your favorite scenes from movies that have always stuck with you in your life?
Oh, wow. Well, you're just going to get me today on what I can remember today, but just the way you phrased it, there's an amazing film called Come and See by Ellen Klimov.
Okay.
And it's the greatest war film ever made, anti-war film. I believe that Spielberg was inspired by it for Saving Private Ryan, but I don't know if that's true. It's a Russian film, and have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
I mean, there's some amazing scenes there. I don't want to spoil the film, but it's basically following a young boy who's maybe 11, 12. He really desperately wants to go to war, and they sign him up, and it's about his descent, through war. And it's an incredible film.
That's cool.
It's not a horror film, but it's horrific.
I definitely want to check it out.
Oh my God, yeah, check it out. The sound design is extraordinary. It's surreal. The performances are pitched slightly high, so it feels like this crazy dream.
Yeah.
It's a masterpiece. Cool. I love Tarkovsky. I mean, I love a film called Mirror, which for me is like a surreal dream. Very abstract. I love David Lynch's. I love pretty much all of David Lynch's films, but I love the film Lost Highway. Oh yeah, that's a great film. Great film, and I love Mulholland Drive, which for me is a similar structure to Lost Highway.
Yes.
Different films, but both beautiful films. I haven't seen Dancer in the Dark again, but I remember being, so moved by that film.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, I think, since college, but I remember when that came out. It's a great film.
Yeah.
Very, very sad film.
Yeah, very sad, and, he's a master at emotion, I think, Lars, even though he's amazing.
So
is that enough?
yeah, absolutely. So what's next for you? What do you want to make next? Do you have something on the back burner now, or is there like a movie that an old movie that hasn't been remade yet that you want to be a part of, if you had a chance?
There isn't. Yes, there is. I mean, I'm in America to talk about films. I've been brought out here to talk to a few people about some films, and I feel very excited about some projects that have been thrown across the table at me. So while I haven't jumped on board anything quite yet, I'm close.
Anything you can mention?
No. Sorry. Sorry, I can't. But some exciting stuff. And I'm also writing 2 of my own scripts. So
Cool.
You know, I think it's important for me to keep investing in my own work.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I feel very fortunate that I am a writer-director, so I don't feel this pressure to kind of find the next thing, you know, and to be desperately finding it. I will continue to keep working on my own stuff.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking to me tonight.
Pleasure, Bryan.
I've been telling everybody about Babadook, and I cannot wait to see it again in the theater.
Oh, thank you so much. That's such great feedback.
Well, thank you again, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too, Bryan.
All right,
All
bye.
the best. Ciao.
Ciao.